Hello and welcome back to Drunken Tears. I'm your spookum scary host, Christopher the Rupel. I'm a ghost on Fear Street. And today's Drunken Tears is a Judging a Book by Its Cover series. We're doing the Ghost of Fear Street books. I've never read a single one of these. I own actually a couple of these, just randomly on my bookshelf. Yeah, I've never read a Ghost of Fear Street. Surprisingly enough, not for the podcast or period at all. I've always been more of I feel like Ghost of Fear Street came out a little too late. I think they were a little too, kiddish for me, because I don't know, I think maybe it was also this impact of, Fear Street was too scary for me, but Goosebumps, just right for my age range. And hearing Ghost of Fear Street makes me go, ooh, that's gonna be ultra spooky, right? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Alrighty. So we're judging the books by the cover here. We're not judging them by the actual books themselves here. So that's the biggie right here. We're not judging it by the actual contents of the books, even though I couldn't even give you anything about them. So let's be fair here. So hold it up. I'm going to change this letter grade system to something a little bit more fun. So let's see what they look like now. All right, there we go. We got these. So top tier is, oh shit, that looks spooky looking. That's going to be top tier. I could read this as the next one. If there's nothing else, I will read this book. Maybe for the podcast. And nah, man. So here we go. We're getting started on some book time. Woo! All right, book number 1, Hide and Shriek. We got ourselves a spooky-looking skeleton with his eyes exposed. It's weird. He's got eyeballs, but he's a skeleton. He's got the FS, the Fear Street logo on his hat. I could read this. I don't think I would put that in, oh shit, that's spooky looking, but I could read that. It looks alright. You know, it's first book in the series. I mean, I tend to be one of those weirdos who prefers to go with, the first book in a series, depending on, what the series is in general. And, yeah, I think this one will do. I think that one will do it. Alright, next up, who's been sleeping in my grave? Who's been sleeping in my grave?
Somebody's been sleeping in my bed.
Well, I'm sorry, but it was 150 degrees in the car.
I own this one. Honestly, but by looking at the cover, it's nothing special. Maybe for the podcast. I got an old lady looking at a grave, looking kind of sad. Not gonna dig that one. Attack of the Aqua Apes. This has everything I need. Monkeys in water. Bam, wham bam, thank you. Space Ape Man. Whoa, ew. Yeah, no, I want to read some Aqua Apes. I don't know if I own this one. I don't think I do, but if anyone wants to put some money into my coffee page, links down below, and donate enough money for me to buy this book, I will go out of my way and buy it and read it. Hoo-hoo! For the podcast. Or maybe even for a Is It Spooky? Who knows? I don't know if I'll bring that series back, but I maybe one of these days I will. Alright, next up, Nightmare in 3D. Ooh, Spooky Mantis. Ooh. Okay, I'm looking at this cover. I see a praying mantis, which, maybe it's giving me some of that classic Goosebumps vibes with the what is that book called? Shocker on Shock Street. We got a praying mantis. I also really like in 3D stuff. I think I'm putting this one right at top, even though this is a weird one. I have a local bookshop called Bookman's that I go to buy used books and stuff. There's almost always a copy of this one, and I think also, Who Was in My Grave? Who's Sleeping in My Grave? I feel like there's always a copy of those two books there. And I'm like, I own both of these because I bought them already. But yeah, Spooky Mantis movie theater theme. Yeah, that's a definitely, ooh, that looking spooky for me. Stay away from the treehouse. I'm looking at this cover and it's just not calling to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Nah, man. You know, maybe it's a really good like stay out of the basement style-esque book, but nah, man, that cover ain't working for me. Next up, Eye of the Fortune Teller. I don't really like fortune teller books. I think I've said this before. I don't like books where they are like, oh, spook, you know, like what's it called? Be careful what you wish for style ones, and like fortune tellers in general. Not a big fan of that trope. And also not a big fan of the whole gypsy thing. You know, yeah, I think I gotta go with nah, man, on this one. So I think I would read it before I read this one though. So it'll go a little bit higher. There you go. Fright Night. Ooh, it's named after one of my favorite vampire movies, Fright Night. This cover's really nothing special though. It's kind of like I'm not like necessarily like ripping on it or anything, but it's really nothing special. But it's definitely more it's got a cooler like I like Spooky Nights. Spooky Nights are cool. I mean, we got Night in Terror. That doesn't have a night in it, but hey, I mean, maybe it does. I don't remember. But I like Spooky Nights. You know, what's it called? There's that one Give Yourself Goosebumps book. The Knight in Screaming Armor, right? That one's not bad. I guess. And yeah, you know what? It's kind of like right down the middle. Just right down in the middle for me. The Ooze. This one, it's got a cat on it. That could impact its score. I love a cat. I like a spooky looking cat, and that cat's looking kind of spooky, especially with all this ooze it's getting its paws in. And I'm just like thinking to myself, ooh, this story is gonna be like one of those cats like shaking its paws and being like kind of thing going on here. I could read this. I could read this one, you know, and I like a good Monster Blood-esque ooze story, or The Stuff, or The Blob. Oh, don't forget The Blob! Drop the clip. How about The Blob? Yeah, I want some ooze. I want some ooze time. Alright, next up, Revenge of the Shadow People. That's a creepy cover right there. You know what, out of all these ones, this is probably the scariest one so far. And, you know what, that is going to the top of the list. That is beating out that fucking monkey. That just spanked the monkey. We no longer spank the monkey will spank us. But no, Shadow, that's a creepy freaking cover, and I would, top tier right there, bam. Oh shit, that looking spooky. That's spooky looking, yeah. The Bugman Lives. I could read this. Like, that is literally the most legit I could read this book. Like, period. Because it's just got a man with a fly head holding a tarantula at you. I would be like, as a kid, oh, that looks creepy. I kind of want to read this, but I don't know. Oh boy. This is literally, yeah, I could read that. The Boy That Ate Fear Street. Ooh. Maybe for the podcast. I'm sorry. I don't know about this one. Is this Vor? Is this a Vor book? I don't know. I mean, I could read it for the podcast if it's going to be like some good Vor content. Get some Vor listeners. Are you into Vor? Am I insulting you? Please let me know in the comments, and I'll apologize to you. Comment. But no, oh man, I don't know about this one, but I would read that for the podcast, I think. But beyond that, I don't know. Also, don't look at it's funny, the reprint cover definitely spookier than this one. Just gonna say that up front. But the next one's reprint cover, not as good as this one. The Night of the Werecat. Oh god, I keep pushing buttons. I think I own this one as well. I'm pretty sure I have this one somewhere in my house. And you know what? I could read this. You got creepy looking cat girl she looks like she's about the midpoint of an Animorph, looking kind of concerned. And I like Animorphs. I like the one with the cat on the cover, the second book, aka the blank. Drop the cover right here, Chris, so you don't look like a complete asshole. Thank you. That's the one with the cat on the cover. Second book. I know the numbers. I just know that. That's the thing. Okay, I'm gonna drop everything, and just go on a little mini rant on Animorphs. Those are like the most difficult titles to remember, because my favorite one is The Encounter. Yet I would never call that one The Encounter. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. It's like, call it Suicidal Bird, but not The Counter. Yeah, that's one of my little problems with the Animorphs books. They don't have... The titles are very forgettable with which one's which. I don't remember. Maybe it's The Secret? Is that the name of the second one? The Secret? Or the Visit? No, Visitor's the fourth one. Or third one. Fuck if I remember. I don't know. Let's keep going on Ghost of Fear Street. How to be a vampire. You know what? It's that one reminds me a lot of Fright Nights. Not the book in this one, but the actual movie itself. If there's nothing else, I might pick up this one. Not a great cover. Reprint definitely has a terrible cover compared to this one. I'm just gonna say that up front. Next up, Body Switchers from Outer Space. Oh God! Chris loved little Chris and Big Chris love aliens. And this looks like a good spookum book. It's like, oh, boys terrified by alien on the cover. They're at a 50s style diner. I used to go to a 50s style diner when I was a kid. I think it was like 5 on Broadway or something like that. It was not a good diner. I felt so bad. It was I feel like it got just worse and worse every year we went, or every time we went, and until it closed down. It was just like, this just feels sad. I'd love another 50 style diner to open up. I wonder if a 50 style diner, if it opened up nowadays, if it would do well or not. That's a question for another time. But this is oh shit, that looks spooky looking. Fright Christmas. Fright Christmas. Fright Christmas. I don't know why that worked for Rock Lobster pretty well. I could read this. I like a good Christmas horror story. And this one definitely predated the 12 Scares of Christmas, the Goosebumps. I can't remember which Goosebumps series that one was in. It was in one of the 2010 ones. Oh God, I think it was Goosebumps Spook 'em Up. Yeah, that's it. Just drop the cover here, Chris, so you don't look like a complete ass. You're a fucking ass anyways. Who cares? I like a good Christmas story one. Maybe, you know what? Maybe for Christmas we should do that one. I think I already have everything slotted out, but if I could find a copy of this one relatively soon, maybe I could put that one up on the old Christmas list. All right, next up, don't ever get sick at Granny's. Oh, she's so that thermometer's going somewhere you don't want to know, buddy. Ooh, you know what? No, that's a maybe for the podcast. Oh, coffee.com/dbc_pod. Pay for me to read this one for the podcast for Drunken Book Club. I can't even look at your Mr. Bean ass face. Oh God. Oh God, my phone went off. Oh, that's funny. Next book. Alright. House of a Thousand Screams. Okay. Oh, that guy's looking kind of like a Muppet. Yeah, he's looking kind of Muppet-like. I Yeah, I don't think I'd put him into nothing. I think I'd put that, oh shit, that looking spooky. That's looking like a creepy Muppet. And if there's one thing people need to know about me is I love the Muppets. If you can guess my favorite Muppet in the comments, you only get one guess per person. I will reward you with a digital gift card. You get one guess. So choose carefully. This will only go on for a week. So if you're watching this after a week after I've released this, sorry, this no longer takes precedence. I'm sorry. But no, for 1 week, if you can guess my favorite Muppets, you'll get rewarded. A $5 digital gift card of your choice. There you go. That seems like a fun thing to do. Oh boy. Let's see if will that bring comments to the comment section? Who will find out? Oh, Drunken Chris, what are you promising people? Oh, I'm gonna re-listen to this sober, and I'm gonna be like, oh my god, what the fuck did I promise? At least it's $5. $5 ain't too bad. I can afford $5. I can't afford a lot of things, but I can afford $5. $10, that's a little much, but I can still afford that. Just a little bit. Alright, next up. Camp Fear Ghouls. I like the camp books of Goosebumps, but I think this might be the only Ghost of Fear Street camp book. I don't know. Correct me in the comments. I'm not going to look this shit up because I'm not that into Ghost of Fear Street, unfortunately. But that cover does not give me any hope for a camp book here. I mean, hey, maybe it'll be like Camp Jelly Jam, where it's an awful cover but a great book. Who knows? But I gotta say, nah, man. Nah, man. 3 Evil Wishes. This just lands in the same category as I don't like wish books. I really, really don't like wish books. And if there's one thing I'm not gonna choose, it's a wish book. Sorry. Unless that wish is Wishbones. What's the story, Wishbone? I don't know the theme song past that, but what's the story, Wishbone? Bitch. He's not a bitch, he's a good boy. Alright, next up. Spell of the Screaming Jokers. Ooh, I'm the Joker. Listen to me. I'm spooky. I won't lie, as much as I know he's not a great character, I know he's kind of questionable. People don't like the Joker. I'm a fan of the Joker. I'm not gonna lie here. Almost every incarnation is distinct and freaking impressive, like, in their own special way, except for maybe Jared Leto. Ooh, that's a bad one. But I really like the Joker and how people portray him through media, especially the voice actors. Kevin Michael Richardson probably plays my absolute favorite Joker. People skip over the Batman Joker so much because he looks so different. But gosh dang it, that's a good Joker right there. After the podcast, woohoo, someone's been drinking, am I right, folks? Maybe after this recording, I might watch some The Batman. That's a good show right there. But no, I like a good Joker story. I like a good fuck me. I'm not gonna be the only person who says this, but like, the best episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark are the clown episodes. All 3 of them. Tale of the Crimson Clown, Tale of Laughing in the Dark, Tale of, oh my god, the one that I really, really like, but I can't remember all of a sudden, Ghastly Granner. All bangers. Ooh, I should do a tier list of the Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes, because I've watched the majority of those. I just need to rewatch more, specifically the last 2 seasons, because those 2 are the hard ones to find. Okay, next up, Creature from the Club Laguna. That's top tier right there for me. People who may not know me, I mean, I don't think anybody knows me. I'm a question wrapped inside an enigma. You don't know me. You don't know my favorite Muppet. If you don't know my favorite Muppet, you don't know me. But for folks out there who do wish to know me more, I absolutely love the Gill Man from Creature from the Black Lagoon. He is my favorite Universal monster. It's one of my favorite Universal movies, period. Like, that one is, like, literally, I watched that at a very young age, and that one, like, legit made me go, holy shit, this is so good. And, like, yeah, no, like, great one right there. I have an action figure of it, still in box, by the way, sitting in my toy box. Yes, I have a toy box because it's where my action figures are, where I will hopefully one day get a nice little cabinet to put them up in. And when that happens, I'll take a nice picture, or even do a little, like, these are my toy video. If you're interested in seeing what action figures I have in box still, leave a comment down below. Maybe I'll make a video about it just for funsies. Okay, next up, we've gone through too much. Field of Streams. Oh, maybe for the podcast. Oh no, I'm getting sucked into a black hole. Oh no. What is with these covers are fucking beautiful. They make me laugh. Alright, why I'm not afraid of ghosts. You know, that's like a straight down the middle cover, in all honesty. That is like a legit... It's not like super spooky to make me go, I'm interested, but it definitely puts me in the... If there's nothing else at the library, I'll pick this book up. It's like, TS, just pick this one up, okay? Alright, next up... Monsters. Oh, that boy is... Damn, boy, he's thick. That dog is fucking... Look at those arms. He's going, oh shit, that's spooky looking right at the top. I think I have this one. Should I read this one for Drunken Book Club? Leave a comment down below. It probably won't happen until 2024, but... stranger things have happened. I really don't. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, next up, Halloween Bugs Me. This one, I think this one falls in if there's nothing else for me, on all honesty, because, like, I like a good Halloween book, but I really don't like roaches. Roaches creep me out. Even though I had a pet Madagascar hissing cockroach, roaches still creep me out. Like, legit talk here. I work at a location that has a trash compactor outside where there's also a sewer grate, and there's a lot of roaches down there, and those little buggers, like, go at you. Like, they're not afraid to try to go at you, and, like, I will literally jump my shit being like, oh no, I am not fucking with you. I digress. Don't like roaches. Still, they creep me out. Go to your tomb right now. It's just not calling to me. This one, yeah, that's just not calling to me. That's an R.L.S. Stein title. You know what? This series kind of makes me think. It makes me go, damn, R.L. Stein just went, I'm gonna write a title and have someone else write a book around this title. That's what Ghost of Fear Street is, right? I mean, he wrote some of these, right? But the majority of these are ghost written, correct? Like, I can imagine maybe, like, I don't know, like 5 of these are actually written by R.L. Stein, but, like, the rest are ghost written. But, like, I don't know, when I read a title, Go to Your Tomb Right Now, that feels like an R.L.S. Stein fucking title, and he's just like, I'm too important to write a book about this, I'm sorry. That's not how R.L. Stein sounds. Let's make it, okay, hold up, I can do an R.L. Stein fresh. How's it going? I'm R.L. Stein. I have better things to do than this. This is how R.L. Stein sounds like.
And this is how Jigsaw sounds like. You want to play a game, Mr. Stein? You've written many books, but you have not written one that made me scared. You have 5 minutes to write something that scares me.
I can do this. I'm not gonna keep up with this. I'm gonna stop now. Okay, next up. Parents from the 13th Dimension. Yet again, what is with this area of Ghost of Fear Street books that make me go, not interested? Like, I look at this and I'm like, not interested. This reminds me of like those weird 90s books that just had a person looking and gawking, like The Help, I'm Stuck in X's Body kind of series or something like that, but like, just not working for me, sorry. Hide and Shriek 2. You know what the problem with this one is? No skeleton boy. But there is like a Medusa lady in the corner with like a really creepy arm. I think I'd be like, what? I read the first one. I might as well read the second one. It's if there's nothing else, maybe I would read that one. That's where that one's falling on the list. Next up, one I actually own. I actually owned 2 copies of this book because I literally was so excited to read this one. I needed to buy 2 copies. No, it was because of Monkey March Madness. I literally was trying to get a copy of this book for Monkey March Madness of this, 2 years ago, I think it was. And yeah, it did not work out. And I ordered 2 copies of this book because they both did not arrive. They literally arrived like on the same day, I think. And I was just like, well, shit, this sucks. But I donated one. Hopefully a kid's reading this and being like, oh boy, I'm excited. But you know what? Monkey, not as good as Aqua Apes. But you know what? Bam, right at the end. Also, there's like a $1.99 coupon in there for a $2.99 purchase. Yes, please. It doesn't show it on this cover, but it definitely is on my cover. I was a 6th grade zombie. Oh, I didn't want to be a 6th grade zombie. Oh boy, I don't know where I'm going. I'm a 6th grade zombie. Yeah, that just sounds like a Misfits song. You know what? This cover's pretty ridiculous. It is kind of in the maybe for the podcast section. Nothing special on this one. All right, Escape of the He-Beast. Oh, Goliath from Gargoyles. You're looking so hot. I would look at this book and be like, you're missing half your face. I'll read this book. This 3D model doesn't look cheap as shit. Oh, I would read the shit out of that one. Top tier, I could read this. Alright, next up. Aliens. Caution, aliens at work. Not feeling this one. Really not feeling this 3DS cover. Like, that's the problem with these Ghost of Fear Street covers. Like, there were some really bomb-ass covers early on that, like, really popped out at you. That made you go, oh, that is fucking spooky. But once they started doing these, like, weird 3D ones that looked like freaking Dance of Death by Iron Maiden, just show the cover so people know what it looks like. Like, that's what it looks like. Does it not look like that? That's some fucking lame ass shit right there. And yeah, no, that's where I fall on this boy right here. Attack of the Vampire Worms. I own this one. This is one of those few Ghost of Fear Street books I bought. Actually, I found this one kind of recently at my local bookstore, maybe like a month ago. I look at this one and I go, if there's nothing else, I guess I'll read this book. And we got Horror Hotel Part 1 and Part 2. This one's got a creepy vampire on it. I could read this. I could read that. But I think, unfortunately, Part 2 is going to fall in if there's nothing else because it doesn't look as good as... It's kind of falling in that same category Shriek Boy, Hide and Shriek, where it's like, yeah, I read part 1, but I don't think part 2 is going to be quite as good. And definitely, I mean, I don't know, do you need to read both those parts? I mean, if you've read both parts of the Horror Hotel or whatever the fuck it's called, Hotel Transylvania, part 4, Johnny, I'm fucking your life. Tell me down below. I'm curious. I think that's the episode right there. I think that's definitely the episode. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm like totally looking at these covers and thinking like an idiot. Tell me down below. I really should know. If you want to support me further, I have 2 places you can go, but you can just follow the link tree down below where you can follow me on multiple social medias. You can follow me on different places where I stream. I stream video games, and I also am going to maybe start doing these tier lists also live versus editing them and doing cool stuff like this. Who knows? But follow my link tree. And if you want me to read any of these books for my podcast, for Drunken Book Club, look up DBC_pod on Twitter, Drunken Book Club on anywhere you listen to podcast. Just look me up on any of those. I'm there. I'm cool. I'm reading books drunkenly with my friends who I love dearly and I want to give a big hug to. But if maybe there's one of these books that you go, Chris, you need to read this one. This is the absolute best, maybe worst Ghost of Fear Street book. If you go to my coffee page, which is in my link tree down below, give me the exact amount of how much this would cost on eBay or anywhere else. Or even close to, like, even if you're like $1 short and you tell me you want me to read this book, I will read it. We will read it for the podcast as soon as possible. Though there are certain limitations to this, I will say up front, I pretty much have the rest of the year planned out. Some of them can be changed, but not all of them. I do have specific ones for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and even the week when Trolls comes out. I have a book for Trolls. I'm very excited for that one because it'll be a breeze to read. It's like 80 pages long. Yeah, boy. Thank you for joining me, and hey, I don't know what I'm gonna do next, but I should really talk about those Goosebump fighting game idea I've had, because I bet I have more ideas. I don't have more ideas, but if you do, I got nothing. I would like to talk about more of the Goosebumps fighting game, though. Bye.